let's get on to your relationship with Michael Jackson. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's not normal, that, is it?
No, it's not every day something like that happens.
So when I was 18, the main martial arts school was getting a huge amount of attention. 700 members, the biggest martial arts school in the UK. No one was doing what I was doing. I was the first guy to put people on direct debits. Long story short, I heard for a mutual friend called Lee, who went on holiday in America, and that they were always like 20 years ahead of us. And he said to me, Matt, there's martial arts business owners out there, multimillionaires, they've got high standards. I wanted high standards, that was very important to me. And I saved up my £2.75 as a lifeguard and my £3 the class martial arts classes, and I got a flight out to a conference in San Francisco. It was a 3-day one, and there were over 1,000 people there. And the owner of the conference, who ran the conference, this organisation, which is about business for the martial arts niche, he took me under his wing. He was in his 80s because he thought this 18-year-old used his last money, and it's UK. It's a bit good case study. So he told me, I don't know if it's going to work in England, but go and study this person, this person, this person, follow them around. This is like all around Florida and places like that. You used to get up at 4 a.m, take notes down and work with the greats. It's quite interesting now because they come to me for advice now, these people in their 60s, and they come for me and study what I do. And I came back to the UK with all these notepads of information and implemented it. So I just disrupted the whole martial arts. It's been not changed 1,000 years. I had music on the lessons. And rather than when you wouldn't punish kids when they do something wrong, you used to say do 10 press-ups, and public praise, private reprimand, we call it. And I made this educational system which I had to rewrite because the American one didn't work. Like the high fives and the hugging went down too well in the UK. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it blew up. And I had this reporter come up to me in the reception of my main martial arts school in Barnstable, and he said, Matt, I work for a Southwest news agency. I supply stories to them. I know you've got no qualifications from school. I know you're bullied. You've got a nice car out there. You're clearly making $1 million or so plus a year. And do you mind if I interview you and get a picture of you in the car? I said, yeah, no problem at all. And we did that. And I just went for a local paper or something. And he found a picture of me too when I was like 6 years old, my school picture where I looked very vulnerable, probably the word, like bullied kid. And then that was it. He went away. I heard nothing for a few days. And then, mainstream media was massive back then. I mean, the national papers were getting 20 million pickups per day at the shops. The landline was going off the hook. What the hell's going on? And I went to the newsstand and I was on the front page of every single national newspaper there was. Bully boy becomes millionaire. And I had a picture of me doing a punch, picture of me in the car, a picture of me when I was the young kid. And on the back of that, I did all the TV shows because researchers go to things like podcasts now too, and social media, newspapers to find good studies for TV shows. I did all the morning TV shows, Kilroy, Trisha, Esther Ramson, Richard and Judy. And on the back of that, Uri Geller was watching, who was world famous, probably known more for bending spoons in the UK, but he's world famous for positive thinking and power of the mind. Very successful guy. When you're famous in every country of the world, you're onto something. And he's 70, or nearly 78 now, and he's got the Uri Geller Museum in Israel, and he's still healthy. He's unbelievable guy to be surrounded around, so positive at such a young age. And he took me under his wing. We planned to make these VHS videos to give out to kids where I would do the anti-bullying self-defense moves and he would do positive thinking. Instead, we did like a fitness combination. I did kickboxing, aerobics, he did positive thinking. And we became close friends. And then one day, just madly, at 3 o'clock in the morning, he called my landline at home at my house in Barnstable. And it's not unusual for him to do that because he's got companies all around the world and he's famous in a place like Australia, so he needs to be up late for the TV shows. So, hi Yuri, what's up? Matt, you need to come to my house right now. I said, okay, well, you got to tell me why. He said, I can't tell you why. You just need to get in a car, come in a car now. I said, well, I'm going to take my missus, I'm going out at 3 a.m. to Sonning-on-Thames in Reading. It's 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive from here. So stop moaning, you've got a Ferrari, get in your car, go. I love you, put the phone down. And that was it. A massive row with the other half. Got on the car, get to his house, gates open up, go down to his mansion. He's got like a replica of the White House, incredible place. And walk into his living room, and this frail guy walks up to me and bows. He says, hi, Master Fiddes. My name's Michael Jackson. Pleased to meet you. Put his hand out, shake my hand. And I know you are. What the hell are you doing here? And initially, I just thought it was one of these prank shows because back then there was all these prank shows going on, and my profile was very high. I thought Yuri might set me up with his TV prank show, but no, he's the real deal. And yeah, we spent a lot of time together. That about a week talking, and just got on really well. And we were buddies. And he said he'll give me a call. I asked him for his number actually, and he said he doesn't have one because he's so famous. People just harass him silly. And he took my number, so I thought, I'm never going to hear from this guy again. It took a while. About 3 or 4 weeks later, he left an answer phone message on my main martial arts school in Barnstable. My little brother called me up saying, you wouldn't effing believe who's left a message here. Michael Jackson. He couldn't believe it. He's kept playing it about 50 times over and over again. And I drove down to the school, and it was Michael. And yeah, went out to New York, spent some time with him. He's recording his album, Invincible. And yeah, we became best buddies. And then about a year or so later, because I had big muscles back then. I was a martial arts guy, and I was his mate. I felt he was vulnerable. Whenever we'd go out in public, he would get mobbed by paparazzi and the public. I just used to put my arm around and protect him, and I became his bodyguard. And in the end, I said to Michael, you spend all this crazy money out. He lost his long-term bodyguards. I'll take over your security operation. I want nothing from you. I don't want no money, nothing. I don't want a transactional relationship. I've made my money. And because of that, it worked.
You did it all for free?
Did it all for free. Not only just me, I had my brother-in-law who would be the person outside the room at night when he slept to make sure that no one would try and get in where he's sleeping. We're in hotels around the world. And then I could supply him lots of martial arts people who were security people. And because, yeah, and it worked really well. So right from like 98 through to 2004, I would do all the big events with him and his personal security as well. And yeah, and then after that period, I became more of a friend up until he died. So when he came to London, me and his best friend, Mark Lester, would go and visit him at his hotel, have dinner with him, go shopping with him, go to America and hang out with him and stuff like that, or go to Florida and chill out. And right up to the end, the last time I spoke to him was 2 days before he passed away. But yeah, he became my... he was like a mentor to me. He taught me how to franchise. So he took this plan of the 5 schools and he wrote it on a napkin. This is what you got to do now. You got to build a brand, manipulate mainstream media. You need to put everything in a manual and a system. And he kept me accountable. So he used to ring the house all the time. How many schools you opened up? I used to dodge his phone calls, as much as I possibly could. Yeah, but unbeknown to me, from that age, 18 years old, I was part of, you call it a mastermind nowadays, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But then it was networking. I was part of this unbelievable network where I'd meeting up for dinners with the owner of Harrods, Mohammed Al-Fayed, billionaire who was mentoring me over the dinner table, and yeah, Britney Spears and Daryl Hannah and yeah, Uri Geller and Michael was just, they're just all so inspiring, from the property side to the business side to branding. It was all there. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't even buy yourself into a situation like that.